Dear viewers, welcome to The Sacred Calling. This is a program that gives us a glimpse into the lives of priests and sisters in the Catholic Church by listening to their personal stories. You know, every person has a story, and so the aim of this program is to understand the role of the Sacred Court in the Church and their mission to serve others. My name is Macy, and with me in the studio, my guest is Father Andrew Mwansa. Father, welcome to The Sacred Calling.
Thank you so much.
Good to have you here.
My pleasure.
So Father, who then is Father Andrew Mwansa?
Thank you so much. Father Mwansa is a priest, a diocesan priest, belonging to the Archdiocese of Kasama. Yeah.
Maybe if you can give us a brief background of who exactly, obviously you've told us your Father Andrew Mwansa, and you are coming from the Archdiocese of Kasama,
Sure.
But maybe give us a brief background to who exactly is Father Andrew.
Yeah, as I've said that Andrew Mwansa. I'm from the family of 6, 4 girls and only 2 boys. I was born in Kasama there, and I started my primary education there in Kasama at Kapongolo Primary School. So I did grade 1 up to grade 9.
Okay.
Then from there, I went to Kasama Boys, and that's where I did my secondary education. And after that, when I completed, that was in 2012, then I went to Isoka, where I started working with the RDA just as a general worker, because I was trying to find out and to see what next after finishing school. So
Yeah.
my family, one of my family members took me to Isoka, where I started working as a general worker with the RDA, Road Development Agency. And I was given the task to patch the potholes. So here I am, I even know how to patch the potholes. Sometimes I used to work with the compactors, compacting the potholes when they are patched. So initially, that's how I did my early life.
Okay, so Father, from what you're saying, you were working, obviously you were making money. How easy or difficult was it for you to discern that God was calling you to priestly life?
Thank you so much for that question. First of all, you know, in life, everything begins with an idea. It's from the ideas that we get what maybe we want to do in life. So I had an idea of being a priest, though I never used to talk about it frequently, but sometimes it used to come into my mind to say maybe I can be a priest, but it was not something so strong, because I would say I was not really into that, to think about priesthood. So my desire was to be Milners.
Okay.
Yeah, but sometimes I used to think about it. So when I was in grade 12, it came so strong in my mind, and I tried to apply. But some family members were against. And I remember one person discovered the application and was so upset that we had to negotiate. So he never wanted me to become a priest. So from there, when I realized that some family members do not want me to become a priest, again the desire also went off, disappeared.
The time you're saying the desire disappeared, was it the time you were working or?
No, when I was in grade 12.
When you were in grade 12?
Yeah, because when I was towards writing the exams, it came. I said, okay, now maybe I have to apply, because when I was an outer boy, I used to talk about it with my friends. Guys, maybe we can be priests. We were a group and we used to say, we shall just be priests. Others would say, no. So it used to appear sometimes, but not so strong. But when I was in grade 12, it appeared so strong, then I had to apply, but it wouldn't work. The one I was staying with would not allow me.
Okay, so you say when you're an outer boy, like the desire would come, like maybe you would have a conversation. Is there conversations with your fellow outer boys? Is there anything in particular that you really admired about a priest that made you want to, or that was pushing your desire to?
First of all, I would like to recognize the late Bishop Justin Mlenga, the Bishop of Mpika. Yes, made me to have a strong desire. The way he treated me, used to be with me, taking me to wherever he comes to church, would ask me, where is Andrew? So that I developed the desire so strongly. So he helped me to have the desire. And away from that, the dress code. Apart from that, the preaching. I used to admire when I see a priest is preaching. I used to admire, even when I see a seminarian dressing white and black, then preaching, that used to drive me to say, I think I'll be a priest. But again, when I go home, it disappeared.
Oh, okay. So since you had that desire when you were obviously in high school, and then when you completed your grade 12, you started working. At what point exactly did you decide, now this is it? Looking at what you just said, you said there were some people who were not in support. So at what point exactly did?
Well, that's a good question, and I like telling people how it started, especially when I went to Isoka.
Okay.
I never used, when I went for work in Isoka, I never used to go to church. I stopped.
Okay.
Because I used to work even on Sunday. So one Sunday, I just said, no, today I have to go to church. I'm not working. So when I went there to Isoka, I might say St. Mark, I found a priest. That priest, I found a group of lay group, they were Womba from Umbala. Yeah. They visited their fellow Wombas in Isoka. So the priest was there. I remember the late Father Kangwa preached very well, very well, and I was inspired. And from then, after Mass, I said, I'm going back to Kasama, that I apply for priesthood. That Sunday, he preached very well. People were like, I'm even confessing, no, what. So I was very much inspired. And after Mass, I just went straight to my boss and said, I think I'm going home. I'll come back. So why? I did not tell them, but I just said, no, they told me to wait. And that was in September. I had to wait for September, October, November. Then I had to say, no, I'm going for Christmas break. That's how I left soccer and everything. So when I reached Kasama, I only stayed about 2 weeks. I had a friend again in Lusaka. So this friend of mine called me to say, boy, there's something. There's a person wants to employ some as to work in his shop, in short as a shopkeeper.
Yes.
Then I said, no, I do not have transport, man. Then he said, no, I'm sending, if you just agree, I'm sending mine today. And I said, okay, yes. And the following day, I went. So when I went to Lusaka, I came to Lusaka, again, the mind was shattered of being a priest. I stopped thinking about it. Why? because I started having money again.
Okay.
Then no, and I even forgot that. And now even if papers come out, I'm going to sign them. This is the end now. I really forgot about it. Then I stayed in Lusaka working as a shopkeeper for 5 months. I received a phone call. My grandmother say, "You applied for." Before that, I forgot a part where when I went back to Kasama, jokingly had to get the papers to say, let me apply for priesthood. And then my grandmother joking was like, manai mama ikuta. So she was saying like that. Then I said, okay, I want to be a priest. So when I applied in the morning, I applied to the Oblates of Mary and the Dawson, so I had to take the application to the offices and to the post office. Then that's how I came to Lusaka. So after that 5 months, I received a phone call from my grandmother telling me about the applications that I did. Say, the application forms have come, so they need you to sign. Can you manage to come back? I had to reflect, to think about, should I go? I'm not even having money. I even started planning like, just made my own shop and the family here. Then I had to reflect for almost a week thinking about it. Then until I decided I have to go and sign the papers, whatever will come is what I'm going to follow. So I went to Kasama, I went back and I signed the same week. I came back, I continued working. Then after that, I stayed again about 3 months. Again, they called me for a come and see in Chilugula, and I went and I was picked. Then I was started to prepare to start my seminary life. That was in August 2014. Okay. So that's how I started my formation. Emmaus in Lusaka, Emmaus Spiritualist Center. That's how I left even work now. Even the man I had to, it was not easy, but I had to say, okay, if this is what you want, my Lord, let me go. If it is not mine, then I'll come back. That's how I started my formation life to priesthood.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sure from what you have said, it's clear that you had the support of your grandmother.
Yes, my grandmother. Even my mother was not so much difficult to agree. My father and especially to my father's side.
They were all in support.
We are not in support.
They were not in support. Yeah. So your mother and your grandmother were in support then. But how did you convince them?
I did not have maybe a strong discussion with them. I just said, okay, if it means I will not be a priest, I'll come back. Let me go, because this is what I want to be at the moment. Yeah. Okay,
interesting. So Father, I will not do the calculations because you said you came to Emmaus in 2014, but I'm not going to do the calculations for you to say no. Since you started this year, you are ordained at this particular place, because I know at least that people they may start school together, but ordinations happens at different times. So when were you ordained, and since your ordination, where have you worked, and where are you working as in of it?
Okay, so when I started my priestly formation in Emmaus 2014, in 2015 I graduated from Emmaus. Then I went to Mpima Major Seminary for Philosophical Studies. Then when I finished, that was in 2017, I was sent on a pastoral experience, that is in Kaputa, where I stayed for 3 months. Okay. Then I was admitted again to St. Dominic Major Seminary to continue my priestly formation. Okay. So St. Dominic, I started my priestly formation in 2018, and then to cut the story short, 2019 I went for pastoral year in Mamwe Mission. There I finished in 2020, and I came back to St. Dominic.
Okay.
And then I was ordained a deacon in 2021. Then 2021, I stayed as a deacon for 1 year. Then in 2022, on 18th June 2022, I was ordained a priest in the Archdiocese of Kasama. Then after that, I was posted to St. Charles Luanga, Matipa Parish, Lobby Mainland, and currently I'm still serving there as an assistant priest.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So how is it there?
The environment is good. I can't complain. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, Father, I hear that a priesthood life is very challenging, a very challenging vocation. What are some of the challenges that you have faced that you would like to share with us?
Well, it is difficult to point out, say this is the challenge, because each day comes with its own challenges. So it's very difficult to say this is the challenge. But if I can point out to say one of those, at times is maybe the family. You know, we come from families, and sometimes the family may want to be with you, and you also want to be with the family. But realizing that you have to be there for the people you are serving, or you just need to be there. And then sometimes even the financial support, they may need that. But sometimes, you know, families sometimes don't understand. So it's one of the challenges, the family.
Okay. Father, as you were telling us a brief background about who exactly is Father Andrew and how you became a priest, you did not mention about singing. I hear you are a singer. I don't know if I would call you a musician or a singer, but I hear you love singing. Kindly share with us, why is it so?
In my own time, I like singing and listening to music.
Okay.
Yeah, I like music so much. So sometimes I just sing alone, sometimes just listening to music. So when I started more like trying to sing, I composed a song. Let me say, when I was on pastoral year, something prompted in me. I observed something where I was working. I was doing manual work. Okay. And from that experience, I composed a song. That song, I kept it until when I was a deacon, wanted to produce it. Again, I said, okay, time will come. Then when I became a priest, I had to start composing other songs. But I had no courage to say, maybe I can sing. I just used to compose songs. When I composed another song, I had to convince myself to say, this is a nice song. But I never told it to anyone. Okay. So when I went to the place I'm serving, I was put as or let me say, currently I'm working as a dinner youth chaplain. So I deal with the choirs, those song composers. I'm even in charge. Yeah. Sometimes we have a panel. So when they had a panel to select the songs, I was one. I participated. So I had to teach my song, and the song was nice. Everyone, okay. And when I went to an out station, I could hear people singing it, and it was nice. Then I said, okay. I composed another song. Then I taught to the choir song composers. That's how I started now singing. So last year, yeah, I composed 3 songs, of which I had to record, and I sent those songs to my friends, and I was given a compliment. So that's how I was motivated, and I started composing. So currently, as I'm speaking, I've now produced an album of 6 songs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. As you are sharing with us your story when singing, you're speaking with so much passion and so much joy. It's like truly you really enjoy singing.
Very much. It's one of my hobbies.
Were you not in the school choir during your formation years?
I was.
but you still did not discover that you could like write, and it was only. So I think maybe your appointment to Chilubi Island was good.
I think so.
At least it made you discover something.
Yeah, I used to sing, and I like drumming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I used to sing. I used to conduct songs as a choir conductor. So I used to participate in singing, and I liked singing. It used to make me feel good in the seminary, even if things are difficult.
Interesting. Coming to you said even if things are difficult. Okay, so Father, as you wake up each day, there have been moments of fulfillment in your vocation. Kindly share some classic ones with us.
You mean challenges?
Fulfillments.
Okay. It's when I attend to the people.
Okay.
Especially dispensing the sacraments, celebrating Mass. At least even if I'm tired, it's one of the things that I feel good. I don't like. I feel good even if I'm not in the mood of doing whatever. But celebrating Mass, going out to the people is one of the things that I enjoy. Being with the people. Yeah.
Okay. So, Father, have you ever regretted leaving everything behind and decided to follow God?
I would say maybe I'll quote John, the Gospel of John, chapter 6, verse 68. When the disciples faced with challenges, others left. That means they regretted to say, this is difficult, this is challenging, we can't.
Yes.
But Peter said, when Jesus asked Peter to say, do you also want to go? Peter said, to whom shall we go? You have the words of eternal life. So I wouldn't regret to follow Christ. That one, I can't.
You've never regretted?
I'll never. I can regret for doing other things, but not to follow Christ as a priest. Even if I was asked to be in another world, another life, to say or to be, I'll still be a priest, a Catholic priest.
Okay, priest forever.
Priest forever.
Interesting. So, Father, what words of encouragement would you give to that young person out there who's feeling like they're feeling that call, but maybe they're in a situation where you are like, maybe they're making money and then they're like debating? What words of encouragement would you give to that person who is doubtful?
First of all, I would encourage that person. I would say, mostly what we do in life is about the sacrifice. Priesthood is a sacrifice, or religious life is a sacrifice. So, I would encourage that person to say, that person has to discern. Do I really want to sacrifice my life? Because even if in priesthood there are challenges, but it's all about sacrificing your life for the sake of others, probably even for yourself. So I would encourage to say you have to sacrifice, you have to be ready in whichever life you take up. Even marriage life, it's about sacrifice, it's not about only you. So it's about sacrifice. A person has to understand, and after that person understands, to say, I have to sacrifice, and you have to love what you have sacrificed, because sacrifice goes with love, giving life with love. So that person has to discern. Am I going to manage? We have to tell the truth. Say, you see, this life is good. Of course, it is good. There are moments of joy, and there are sometimes moments of sadness. So that person has to discern. And that's why we take so many years in the seminary. It's about discernment. You discover. In Bemba, I remember one priest used to tell us when we are just out about to say, takuya mabwe, bantu bayako. We are human beings, so it's all about discernment.
Oh, okay.
Yes, takuya mabwe, bantu bayako. So those people go for priesthood. We are not angels. It's about sacrificing, and then you love what you're doing. Before you go, you have to reflect. You have to convince yourself to say, I have to sacrifice my life.
Oh, Father, thank you very much for finding time and for sparing time to come and share your vocation story with us here.
Thank you so much. It has been a pleasure to be here and share my priestly life.
Thank you. Well, our dear viewers, this has been the story of Father Andrew Mwansa. I hope it has inspired you to respond positively to that call which God is calling you to. Well, this is all we had for you. From me, Father Andrew, and the entire Lumen TV crew, it's bye and God bless you.